brands, especially those in travel and hospitality, will have to take extra steps to restore the trust with consumers.
Hi, sir. Welcome to Brand Studio Live. Uh, to start off, the renaming of jet privileges InterMiles, it came with several changes in the program. What drove those changes, and what does the program have to offer now?
I think if you look back for the last 5 years, we have been working towards a platform model, an aggregator across categories. Our role was towards charting a shift from being an airline centric program towards a more travel and lifestyle centric. And finally, we reached a point where we were able to become an enabler for our members from their entire travel and lifestyle needs. And that actually meant that across any destination, stay, shopping, dining, experiences, and also other areas. With the rebranding of Jet Privilege to InterMiles, we undertook our next crucial step in this journey. What started off as a frequent flyer program became the platform of choice for our members to enable their travel and lifestyle aspirations. Today, with the nationwide lockdown, everyone is affected. We realize that navigating in this period is about discovering behavioral patterns which can be relevant from business and consumer perspective. Keeping up with the time, we at InterMiles are committed towards staying relevant and protecting members' interest and creating value. To ensure that the members gain the utmost value from our program, under these extraordinary circumstances, we have temporarily suspended expiry of miles and few other initiatives which we have taken. We have also introduced series of customer relevancy driven initiatives to empower them to make the most of the time while they are at home.
So, taking off from what you just said, multiple studies have been conducted recently, and they say that customers want to engage with brands even during this crisis. They want to be seen, they want to be heard, understood. They want to know how brands are making an impact on their lives, like how they are trying to provide relief to them during this pandemic. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, and as you mentioned, what is InterMiles doing in that regard?
So I think that's, as I mentioned, the objective of for us has been to find a way in which we can be relevant in their day-to-day lifestyle. So how do we ensure that we stay relevant? And in that relevancy, if you look at from a time perspective, a lot of people have the time. So we follow the consumer trend. So if people are moving towards reading online, watching something online, and how can we then enable some of those experiences for our members? And that's what we have done. To some extent, rewarding members for staying at home. So if you download the app and stay at home, every day you get a certain number of miles. So the idea was to create, understand the consumer behavior and do offers and propositions which will contribute towards creating the positive impact in the society.
So, right now there's a big question mark on traveling. We don't know when we'll get to travel and how, we'll do that. And so in that regard, how do you see the future of travel evolving?
So I think the world today is dealing with a health emergency, which has spiraled into an unprecedented humanitarian and economic crisis. And the need of the hour is to build cross-functional collaboration between various business verticals to find creative and quick solutions for addressing the consumer needs that are relevant, meaningful, as well as engaging, keeping with the current situation in mind. So I think travel is not top of the mind and will not be top of the mind for quite some time. But I believe fundamentally at a higher level, it's a trust deficit. It's an issue of trust deficit. Brands, especially those in travel and hospitality, will have to take extra steps to restore the trust with consumers. We have to elevate brands, and the ecosystem has to elevate this trust. We have to restore the confidence from the customer, because you cannot restart the economy unless until the consumer demand is not there. So there has to be a multi-pronged approach towards restoring this trust. It is going to be gradual, and it's going to take, and in my opinion, the recovery will be over the next few quarters or so. As a result, most likely, this will have a long-lasting impact on travel and would be transformational from a consumer behavior perspective.
The next question, how does it feel like to be a work from home CEO? I mean, do you now enjoy a better or a worse work-life balance? How is it like?
Work-wise, our schedules have drastically transformed. Free time at work is now absorbed to undertake some household chores, and balancing both effectively is a challenge. And currently, in hand, I mean, we do we every it's an everyday thing, but we have set kind of routine, distributed responsibility within the family members. Needless to say, I miss my meeting everybody in the office as well as the entire InterMiles family. However, thanks to many tech tools like this, the way we are currently using, we engage with each other. I make it a point to talk to at least 4 5 people beyond my direct reportees every day, and I'm in touch with each one of them.
So the last question, these are really difficult times, and especially for young marketers, who are just starting out and they don't know how to, wade through this, to navigate through this tough time. So if you had to hand out a few crisis management tips, to young marketers, what would those be?
Simple approach, in my view, would be create a 369 approach. Where it works is from a long-term perspective, create a 3 6 9 month scenario plan, and marry that with a short-term action plan, which is 30 60 90 days uh, activity. This is essential to remain flexible. We have to take a calibrated approach to restore consumer confidence, and thereby restore commercial activity that will lead to livelihoods. This should consist of specific objectives, deliverables, and timelines that are clear, leaving no room for ambiguity.
Right.
And it is important for us to get into the mental zone to stay optimistic and not just positive. And there's a difference between being positive and being optimistic. It is important for the organization to adopt a very proactive approach to understand and anticipate the systemic risk which is there and the changes which are there. So do little experiment to gain some insight and see, because we don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work, especially given that we are dealing in an unknown territory. Nobody can be certain. So be as thorough as possible and be as flexible as possible.